I just want to begin by congratulating Dana and Oregon for a well-played game. Congratulate them as they move forward. And I just want to say how proud I am of our guys for the way they fought today and the way they fought all year long. I also just want to say that, if anybody's wondering why I didn't go back with Connor and CJ, neither of them are healthy, and I didn't want to put them back in there. So that's why I left them out the whole second half. They've been gunning it out all year, both of them with injuries, and I'm really proud of them both. And we'll get them healthy in the offseason.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Mm-hmm. First off, I want to ask everyone, if you do have a question, please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask that question. And then I'm going to also ask you to please introduce yourself and identify who you are with. So we are going to start today with John Schaefer. John, I'm going to ask you to please unmute and introduce yourself. Thank you.
John Schaefer, WOI. Fran, what can you say about the legacy Luka Garza has left behind? Again, he comes out today and puts up nearly half your points. He was the ultimate competitor up till that last moment of taking him out.
Yeah. The only thing I can say is I have been truly blessed to have had the opportunity to have Luka be on our basketball team for the last 4 years. His leadership, his work ethic, his determination, his example for the young players, his consistency of effort and performance. We may never see another one like him. Certainly, we've had some great ones that have worn the black and gold. He's right there at the top with his production and, like I said, his consistency. And I think that's the legacy that it will leave. And that's why I think everybody from Hawkeye Nation just so appreciates who he is. And I think that's the message that I have. I just told him, I just appreciate so much who he is, more so than what he's done. It's been an honor.
All right, next up, we have Mark Emmert with the Des Moines Register. Mark, if you could please unmute.
Yeah, Fran, obviously that's a team, you haven't seen a team quite like that all year, I wouldn't think. Like, how difficult were they to match up with on the perimeter?
Yeah, they anybody can bring it, anybody can go, everybody makes threes. They spread you out. It's a hard team to cover in so many different ways. So they stretch your defense. We tried man zone. We tried pressing them, had moderate success with all three, not enough in any one.
All right. Our next question today comes from Chad Leistico. Chad, if you could please unmute and ask your question.
Hi, Fran. I guess just can you just paint a picture of what the emotions are like in the locker room, not only for the players, but yourself?
Yeah, Chad, it was incredibly emotional, as it always is when your season comes to an end. This team and every other team this year has had to experience something totally and completely unique in the history of college basketball. And, I've said this before, but I'll say it again, how proud I am of their commitment to one another and their sacrifice to get here. It's been an incredible journey with this group of young men. And a lot of people telling each other how much they love them. I certainly did. And how proud I am of them. But also, we had two seniors that literally rewrote the record book at the University of Iowa, which is quite a statement. And, so I talked for a while. It was real emotional. It's always emotional for everybody, in particular for me, when I think about specifically Patrick's journey, 7 years ago, he had surgery for cancerous tumor. And, the other night I put him in on his birthday, and he was terrific in both games here. So that's emotional. But, you always feel a little bit empty when your team loses and you're eliminated. But I tried to stress the incredible amount of positive things that happened, the great things we accomplished this year, the great things we've accomplished as a unit over the last 2 years. And I wanted them to know how much I appreciate them, how proud I am of them, and how much I love them.
All right, our next question comes from Joey Dania. Joey, if you could please introduce yourself and your affiliation for the coach. Thank you very much.
Hi, Coach. Joey Dania, KWQC TV. This question kind of just piggybacks off what you were just talking about. Just once you have some time to look back on the season and reflect, how do you want to remember everything that took place this season?
Obviously for me, it'll be incredibly positive. How we persevered. We've had a number of injuries. We lost 4 out of 5 at one point, but we just kept grinding and we stayed together. And that's what as a coach, that's what you want your players to strive to do. And I was really impressed with how they did that. Accomplished a lot of great things and celebrated 2 of the best players ever wear that jersey.
All right, our next question comes from Mike Halas. Mike, if you could please unmute and identify your affiliation, that would be great.
Mike Halas, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Fran, I know as well as anybody that now is not really a time for looking ahead, but what's the state of your program right now?
I think we have, really good core of young guys who experienced what it's like to have winning people in your program and how to prepare and how to compete. So I'm really excited for the future.
All right, next up we have Billy Witz. Billy, if you could please introduce yourself and identify your affiliation. Thank you.
Hi, Fran. This is Billy Witz with the New York Times. You mentioned it before, just a little bit about all the things that have gone through. This team has gone through, really many of the teams around the country. Does that add to? Sorry, I'm gonna keep going. Does that add to the pain at all of, the players have put so, maybe even more into getting to this point than in a normal season? And does that maybe make the pain, a little sharper when you don't, when you maybe fall short of where you wanted to go?
Yeah, obviously this has been an experience none of us have ever dealt with before. It's been difficult, from the beginning, uncertainty as to whether we would be able to come back and play, whether we'd have a season, whether we'd play only conference games, would there be a tournament, would there be a Big Ten tournament? And just so proud of all the folks that made that happen, but most importantly, the players themselves, all of whom, not just the ones in our program, made so many sacrifices to get here. So I think the important thing is to appreciate what you've done, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, our last question today is a follow-up from Chad Leistico. Chad?
Chad Leistico, Des Moines Register. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier.
That was Fran McCaffery, the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, who lost by 15 as the 2-seed to 7-seeded Oregon today. You can watch every game live by downloading the March Madness Live app.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.